What's up, everybody? Hunter with Lost Socket Garage. Today we have Oscar behind us and we have a serious time crunch. We want to show this at a car show that is in a few days. So we're going to do a conversion in like 4 days on this.
3 days.
3 days?
3 days.
It's in 3 days?
3 days.
Okay, well, we're going to do a conversion in 3 days. So join us. All right, people, there's going to be a lot of brevity in this video because we're going full bore. We have a car show in 4 days, which means we have to have this done in 3 days so that we have a full day to get it off the jig, put suspension back on it. And this is where we're at right now. We have to throw in this floor pan. We got to take off the B-pillars, and we got to make this a fastback. So I thought I'd do some time lapses of us being very, very stressed with welders and cutting machines. Dear, are you ready?
Sure.
Let's get her done! right, give you guys a little bit of an update. Technically, this is day 3 out of, realistically, we have about 4 days to complete it, 4.5 days total to complete it. So we're on about day 3. Day 1 was tear down. Day 2 is when we started filming, which was further tear down and mocking up some stuff. And today we're doing all the side projects. So it's not just the conversion that you guys are watching, but we have to get this ready for a car show so that we can kind of show what we do. We did this car show last year. It was a ton of fun. So we want to bring a roller, and we only have another day and a half-ish to get this done. So let's take a look at what we've done. So we have mocked up our wheel wells. We ended up having to do 2 full wheel wells just because the inner on the driver's side was too packed up. We've done a full drop down. We've done a partial drop down on this side. We've done a rear trunk support. Floors need replacing. Derry has this drop in done. Just finished it up, as well as the floor to firewall patch on that side. We're not going to be able to get to this side before this weekend. You know, these are just the little things that when you're working on a time frame, you have to pick really what do you have time for, what do you not have time for. We did a rocker patch right there. We did some patches along the frame rail. We did another rocker patch on the driver's side. And next, so we did have our structure and roof on and everything like that kind of mocked up. So next, what we're doing, Derry, what are we doing next?
Welding the wheel wells.
Welding in the wheel wells. And after the wheel wells, then we're going to put everything back together. And I want to start welding everything together today. Doable?
Sure.
Cue some more time lapse. This is day, I don't know, like 3 or 4 or something.
Today's 3.
Today's 3? Today's 3. Today's day 3. We made some progress. I apologize, the time lapses are going to jump a little bit because I'm new to GoPro and I didn't realize that both they run out of battery fast as well as they overheat. So bear with me on the time lapse stuff. But this is how far we have gotten so far. We are doing basically a final fitment. Still got to throw the drip rails on. Basically, we're at the point where we've mocked everything up the way we want it. We screwed everything down. We took it all apart. We prepped the metal. And now we're putting it all back together to do a final assembly and making sure that all the measurements are correct. Then we'll pop the outer skin off, like your quarters and roof, etc. And then we'll weld in the inner structure. We are having a little bit of a fitment issue on this side. I tell you guys, it's never straightforward. There's always going to be a different issue on every single car. This one, the wheel well was just shaped funny. And so we had to make a relief cut up here inside the wheel well so that the quarter panel would sit in further. But we have a nice gap there, so I'm pretty happy at this point. Now all we're doing is we're welding in our angle iron. I remember I caught so much shit for calling this L-bar on YouTube.
It doesn't matter. It's shaped like an L. It's also a right angle. It's the same thing.
I know. It's just people in the comments are stupid. So we are... Look at Derry's welds. He was just telling me that he always lays good welds when we're actually going to end up scraping them off anyway. Or grinding them down, rather. So that's his showcase. But we have our angle iron so that we get the gap between our filler panel and quarter panel okay. This is really where we're having an issue right now. So this quarter panel is just sagging a little bit for some reason. So this side is doing fine. It's always one side of the car that's a little bit messed up that you have to fiddle with. So we're using this side, which is our good side, our driver's side, as our anchor point. And then we're going to use our angle iron. I'm setting the height based off of the tail panel. We have that screwed in. And then we're just going to pull it all together here with angle iron and hope for the best. And if that doesn't work, we're going to try something else. But we're going to get this fucking thing welded today. Because we don't have another option, do we, Derry?
No, unless we're working late.
I don't want to work late. I enjoy beer. All right, more time lapses. this is where we're at after the time lapses. You can see stuff comes on, or stuff comes off, it goes back on, back off, back on. We do a lot of that with these conversions, and that's kind of the frustrating part. You know, as I was saying a little bit earlier, we have an issue back in this back corner. We were able to pull that all together. All of our measurements are looking great. Everything is screwed in and clamped in. Everything checks out. So the next part of the process, once we verified and re-verify our measurements, what we're going to do is going to take the skins off, basically just the quarter panels and the roof, and then we're going to do weld in the inner structure, weld in the roof brace, weld in the trunk divider, and then we're going to put the skins back on and weld everything else together. To go through the measurements very, very quickly. Now we have a full measurement video. I'll throw a link up one of these directions. We have a full measurement video that you can check out, but very, very briefly, the major measurements we're going to go over is, first off, our B-pillar should be sitting at 37, which once that folds down, that's at about 37. And that is on the inside here. Again, these are both flat on either side from the A to B. So we look at that. Then we're going to come over here from B-pillar to B-pillar. To set our distance on the inner structure, we need to be at about 54.25, right around that range. Again, these were all hand-built cars from factory. I say this so much on this channel, but there's always tolerances there. So, you know, things can be 1/4 inch off between two identical cars. This is the biggest one. This is the measurement that keeps me up at night. So we want to be between 33 1/2 and 33 5/8, and we are dead ass right in the middle. But that's kind of your margin. You know, that 33 1/2 and 5/8 mark. The next measurement we're going to take a look at here, just very, very quickly. Tail panel measurement, you need to be 53 inches. This is one of the last things we do in the process. So we're going to weld in everything up front and then work our way back. Then we'll work in the tail section, and then we'll work in, you know, drop downs and stuff like that. So we're looking pretty good, but we have to get this welded in by the end of today. Insert more time lapse. All right, we made some progress off camera just because you guys got to understand, making a YouTube video out of a project when you're on a deadline, it's difficult, takes quite a bit of time, so forgive the time lapses, etc. But we got it welded together. Oh wait, we took it off the jig too. Man, really need to catch you guys up. So got it off the jig today, finished welding it yesterday. We cleaned up some of the welds, got to go through and spray some primer, but she is a fastback now. Derry put on the rear end. He's crushing it right now, putting on some front suspension, so this will actually roll to the car show. So much left to do, kids. But yeah, next thing you'll see is going to be us either going to the show or at the car show. So, yay! We got a fastback! You like my singing?
Yeah, but I'm a little paranoid with a live bomb in between my legs, so.
Oh. All right. Well, guess who made it to the show? Say hi, Derry.
Hi.
So we got Oscar done enough to get to the show. Not in the state that I wanted to bring it in, but not bad for 4 days worth of work. I honestly did not, and this is not just a build drama, I didn't know if we'd be able to get this done in time, but I'm pretty happy we did. So this is not the only car at the show though, so maybe we'll take a little meander around here. All right, thanks for following along with us. We got Oscar almost all the way done as a roller. Keep in mind, Oscar is for sale. Reach out to us, lostsocketgarage@gmail.com if you're interested. Still have some wiggle room here to do aftermarket suspension and Shelby stuff, etc. So reach out. If you enjoyed this crazy conversion, this 4-day conversion, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing on the video. Do all the social stuff, and until next time, do what you love. Don't be a dick. As always, everybody tamed. Peace.